Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is the morning gardener. We're going to go through where I cut yesterday. I cut up a lot of stuff yesterday. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Cucumbers, plants. Got a couple of cucumbers on it. I think I'm going to string those up today. Now back here where I cut everything down, I said I would. This is all chop and drop. You can see the grapevine plants, and then you see one here growing nice and tall. Yeah, a couple of disease spots. All in all, it looks good. And all this, look at all this cut back here. This was 4 feet tall yesterday, and I cut it. It ruined a weed whacker. Some of the weeds were this thick, and you can see it's dying back. But we got the kiwi plant doing good, and all this right here is chopped down. Some of it's gonna try to stand back up. A lot of us chopped down, chop and drop. We got the kiwi coming on. We're going to give it another feeding of some cow manure. And this is one plant, by the way. We're going to take some cuttings also and start some new plants from it, because it's always good to keep backup plants. This right here is one single plant. If it died tomorrow, it will be gone. And I would have to track down another one and go through all this stuff. This was bought on eBay a few years ago. See this right here? This is all growth from this year, just about 2 or 3 months. This plant grows like crazy. So you got to keep it cut back, kiwi. This is a beautiful, cherry plant. Never produces cherries because it needs a mate. That's what it needs. Okay, this is my food supply as well. Made from weeds, made from compost. And you can see my compost pile over here is very good stuff. It's covered in weeds. It's just covered. So what I do with this compost pile is the green stuff gets pulled out, turned back in to compost, and the compost is just some rich, gorgeous stuff. And that's exactly what it is. And some of my hardest pieces of compost is over here. Big pieces of logs and lumber, if you will. That's my 32 gallons. I have never added water to it. I've put nothing been added to it but rainwater. And rain's been pretty good about that this year, because normally I have to fill it up. I have 2 55-gallon drums that I catch water off the roof. This right here is the stuff here. Got to make some of this stuff, folks. It's free. It's free. It depends on how you make it. It's free. You could just add compost to it. Worm castings, whatever. And you don't have to be all fancy about it. A lot of people tell you a lot of stuff about this stuff that just isn't true. I use any and everything on my garden. Let's just put it that way. See these weeds down here? I will pull all these up and put them around these apple trees in a heartbeat, and know that they have the nutrients to feed this tree. Hello, this is the Moon Garden Show, and this is me showing you a healthy cherry tree. I don't know the name of it right off, but I bought it and put it in last year, I think, and it's doing pretty good. And all it eats, I've never bought any fertilizer for this tree. Never bought any anything for this tree, and it grows like this. Look how pretty and big those leaves are. Pretty. All this new growth. And down at the base, weeds piled up 6 inches off of the trunk of the tree, and it's been fed wood from cuttings from other trees. Like this one here shows cuttings tree. And then you got your peaches on it because it's growing healthy. All you do to this tree is take care of it. Look how green and lush the leaves are. It decided to fruit this year. It used to always drop early in the spring. Now that it's getting food at its base, it grows. Weeds are everywhere here. But I changed my opinion about weeds over the years. These weeds are friends. They feed plants. They create root passages through the soil. They help nourish the soil. And that's what they do. This is all at the base. This was done maybe 30 minutes ago. When it rots down, it'll turn pretty brown and it'll be feeding everything. Corn in containers. Now this is weird. These are cuttings, and the cuttings are trying to produce grapes. So what do you do with this cutting? You take these grapes off. It's only, how tall is this? 6-7 inches tall. Pinch off the grapes because it's too young to be producing grapes. Plus it's a cutting for a friend. And that's it. It's got 4, how many I got there? 1, 2, 3, 4. And these are free plants, just from cuttings. We got potatoes in here in a small round container. Bought about 7 to 8 potatoes, and they were like $1 for them. So that's how you do it. Go up there near the end of the season and make bargains. All right. Apple trees. I'm always showing it because first time I'm producing the right apple. One company I bought from, they sold me the wrong trees. They were actually crab apples. 4 years wasted. So get them at the right place. I call Stock Brothers. Let's see. Got little spots on them. Not to worry, not to worry. Cucumber plant, just been tied up. I'm not real good at tying them up. See, I can't be perfect at everything. I'm good at figuring out soil and getting things growing. And here's some more cucumbers, very young. Sun has been cool all this week and last week. So, you know, here's another set of cucumbers. And that's how you do it. There's all these weeds right here, you see? They're going to be used. That's why all I do is keep them back from my plants, like you can see here. And then I keep a 15-inch diameter circle around some of them. And then I turn around and go ahead and get the thing done. Pepper. Don't know what kind because once I put them out here, I can't keep track of them. I was looking for labels to label this stuff with. Let's go up here for a second. Now, you remember I was up here chopping down a few days ago. Look how brown all this has become. This is all food for these grapes, for these grape plants. That's what this is, food. All these weeds, 4 feet tall, cut down, and now all I gotta do is keep it manicured. Because once you get it cut down, you want to kind of keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't get out of control. All this is laying down, chopped matter on the ground, which makes it beautiful for these kiwi. I took some cuttings from this plant as well, and I got them off in another area growing in water. This here's got to be taken care of because it's bending and I need it to grow straight. But it's a beautiful grapevine, a large variety white grape called a Neptune. This is my rosemary. I put it in about a month ago and it looks pretty good. And I'm going to take cuttings from it and produce maybe 3 to 4 more plants. That's how we do it. Rosemary. Well, it's time to feed the plants. And in here I have a bag of compost and a bag of manure. Needless to say, the smell is horrific. But we got to do what we got to do for the plants. Now, there's also some plants in here which is called weeds. I put one type of weed in here because I had a plentiful supply of it. Okay, that's it. Now that we did that, we're going to take our little jug here and we're going to get about 1% of it. It's going to be that, and the rest of it's going to be rainwater. A little more. There we go. It has these little flies all in it. That's okay. That's actually improving the see them crawling all over the place. That's will improve the fertilizer. And this should be it right about here. 10%. 1 to 10 ratio. Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. Now this tree here has apples on it, as you can obviously see, small baby apples, small apples anyway. Honeycrisp apple tree, one of my favorite apples, and down at the base is, of course, manure. Cow manure to be exact. Cow manure, black cow is what I'm using, and that is put down at the base of the tree to help nourish the tree. Now, up here in this area, everything is woolly right now. I'm going to take a lot of these weeds down. I got some raspberries right here that's tucked in amongst these weeds. I'm going to tear all the weeds down. They will also be fertilizer. Over here, you can see, wait a minute, there's a tip of a fertilizer, a raspberry. I'm going to tip that so it can bush out. And here's another. I want them to bush out. And this one here is already bushed out, really, because I did it about 2 weeks ago, and it makes them come up into 4, 5, and 6 arms, which will produce you more fruit. But at any rate, this is down here at the base. This is a black cow. This is fertilizer. When I tear all these weeds down, I'll put them around the base of that tree. That'll also help. This area has been kind of neglected. This is a yellow raspberry, and some people call it fall raspberry. And all the weeds that were around, it was encased in weeds a couple days ago, about 3 feet tall, and I just simply started pulling them down. See all of them around here? And all that's nourishment for the apple tree, which is here, and also for the plant here. All this was, but it didn't create much when you tear it all down. And we got squash over here. I'm gonna have to pull the weeds back from it. Probably another 2 or 3 days from there, I'll pull it back. But this is what you want to see, folks. Look at the health of this raspberry plant. And it's got lots of stickers on it, so I kind of stay clear of this one here. And they are sharp. So you got to be careful getting the weeds from around it by simply, look at all this. It's over a foot high, these weeds around it. Just definitely making certain that it gets fed. It also keeps moisture in it. And look at this, what we got here. Now this is all the other raspberries here in the normal place where they normally grow. So what I'm gonna do this evening is they're all about 24, 25 inches tall. I'm gonna pinch the tips so that I get more raspberries this year. Pinch. And this one here it's been pinched. This has not been pinched. Yeah, you do this and you're getting double tips like this one here. Sometimes you're getting more tips like this one here only has one because it's not been pinched. And so you pinch them, and when it finally they blow out, you're gonna have all these. Let's see. Got the grapevines going here real good. Take a look at them. All of them are full of grapes. You can see the small grapes there. Now to avoid these grapes from dropping, we put the fertilizer down at the base. Again, another small plant, which is this is called a Neptune, white grape seedless, put down at the base. This is about 3 or 4 pounds of it down there. And put that down there. Once it rains, it'll soak in. So it's getting ready to rain now. Oh, actually it's raining at this very moment I'm out here. Now, you can look at these grape plants. You know, get you close up, full of grapes. And you got down at the base. Let me take this vine from around this thing here. I don't want it getting nothing. There we go. There we go. All right. Did a bit of chopping, dropping down here. See all this down here? That's going to rot, and that's going to fertilize the grapevines as well. Because wherever the roots run, some of them run a good 12, 13 feet from the plants. And here we got, let me not jump all over the place. Here we got the kiwi plant. It's full of kiwi. Getting ready to produce these beautiful kiwi. They once they get bigger. And we're going to use that as fertilizer, which is the beautiful cow manure. And we got here around the grapevines again. Now, while I'm out here, I'm going to take some of these arms off, which are some of them out almost 7, 8 feet long. I'm going to take some of these arms off and I'm going to propagate them indoors and see can I get me some extra plants going. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Morning Gardener telling you that everything in your yard, everything from the trees to the weeds, see all these weeds I chopped down today, all that's fertilizer. It's just sitting on the ground, just fertilizing like crazy. And that's how we're doing it, folks. We are using what's there, and that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Look at all this right here, all this debris. I came through here with the weed whacker yesterday and cut all this down. Yeah. This is my peach tree this year that never produced before, really. It used to produce blossoms early in the season, and then they would fall off due to the cold. And now this is the only one primarily that's producing this year. So I'm going to cover myself with peaches and also apples because they're very expensive and very healthy for you to eat. So I make sure I have them on the property. Feeling good. I mean, everything's growing. Look how beautifully green these trees are. You hear a dog in the background. Someone bought a new puppy. This is beautiful. We go in here and we take out any weak peaches. That's one I just took off that was too small. It's not going to mature anyway. All right, to show you something some of you may have noticed and some of you haven't. This grapevine was planted near a stump here and a stump that happens to be here. These trees were well over 3 stories high when they were alive. They're rotted now. And this tree is planted right in the center of these two massive trees. Now what gave me the idea is one day I saw these plants dying to grow around the base of this trunk, and I said, why are they growing there? Well, it came to me that they're eating the stumps. The stumps that rot away and create all this rich compost material inside the soil as well as above the soil. So the plant here, the grapevine, is doing extremely well in this area because of the food that the roots are tapping into. So it's a beautiful thing. It really is. And this one didn't make it this winter. It was a red globe grape. This climate is not really suited for it. I gave it a try twice and it died twice. So I said, okay, just pick another red grape. Maybe a fern or flame or something like that. Flame grape. So that's it. And these are doing quite well. It's full of grapes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Try to keep them as straight as possible. It's just a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun. And let's go down here and see what we got going on here at the watermelon vines. This is stars and moons. It's growing real healthy. Just keep the weeds back from it and keep it fed because it's very hungry. A very hungry plant to feed, to keep fed. It just keeps eating. I'm going to show you what happens if you let these weeds grow up around the base of your trees and then you pull them back after a long period of time. It tries to put out roots, and because of the darkness and the moisture of the weeds, the apple tree puts out roots to establish more roots. So what I did is pull them back, and they'll dry up, but it's around all the trees. See, when I pull them back, see, this one doesn't have as many, but nevertheless that's what's there. So you don't want that. There's one that has very few, but because light could get through. All right. That's why it pays to come out into your property and look around.